Star C. So, Zath, talk to me. Talk to me about the one-line lineup.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I'm just messaging chat. Apparently, when I took that quick break, people couldn't hear you for a few minutes, and I'm trying to figure out why that is.
That does seem odd.
Yeah, because I definitely did not mute my. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so anyways, one line is bringing a Kremlin, Ohio, Des Moines, Nevsky, Napoli, Moskva, Shimakaze, Daring, and Ragnar.
Opposing them from the south spawn of north, we have Star C. This is Star C? Star C. Star Constellation. They are fielding Ohio Conqueror, Des Moines, Minotaur, Napoli, Moskva, Daring Shimakaze, and Vampire Deuce. Now, Zath, is this a radar Minotaur?
Nope. It is a smoke Minotaur.
How interesting. I've got to get that mod fixed before tomorrow. How curious.
Yeah, the chat is saying that you just kind of disappeared for a few minutes and came back, so I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure it out, or we won't. Maybe it's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yep.
But anyways, regardless of that, we can see that Star is... I was about to say they were going in A-centric, but it looks like they're going Charlie-centric, C-centric.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are going for a pretty heavy C deployment here. The Vampire Deuce, that's Crom's coming from the south, is going to be the only one going to B anytime soon, it looks like, as Conqueror, Shimakaze, Napoli from Star C headed over to the A flank to mirror Ohio, Nevsky, and Shimakaze from one line. Everybody else both seems to be going to the C cap, where there's going to be a big rumble.
Yes. Which you sometimes see on this map, right?
True. I mean, C is usually a very contested cap because once you kind of work your way over there, you can kind of push through. There's more cover to potentially sneak people down through the 9-10 lines, whereas if you're trying to push up the 1-2 line, there is literally nowhere to hide.
The hardest part about going on the 1-2 line, and if you play a lot of clan battles, you've probably experienced this too, which is once you win that side, what do you do?
Yeah.
If you keep pushing farther south, you basically allow the enemy to use interior lines and essentially, rotate as necessary to take you out. So it's very hard to push past that spot.
Looks like A is going to go early to one line here, although there are a whole bunch of torpedoes lurking into that cap from both the Napoli and the Shimakaze.
That's right. And Rodrigo in trouble early.
But larger Neptune's Shimakaze does pick that up. Rodrigo's daring here, trying to bust into the bottom end of C, getting radared by, well, somebody. There's 3 around, so it could be anybody, really. Whose radar's running right now, Zath?
That's Bastion's Moskva.
Okay, so the 12-kilometer Moskva radar picking up the daring and driving him off the cap, stealing about half his HP, forcing him back. He'll have to burn a heal and, try and get back into it.
Right.
But there are 6 ships for one line at the C cap, Zath. So I don't think Star C is going to get in there any day soon. They are going to pick up B, though. Coming in a radar, a Des Moines radar that will or won't pick up Crom. It does pick up Crom, but I don't think anybody has any shots. So he's going to get B pretty calmly there. No big deal.
Yep. Crom, we've seen before. He's done some ridiculous things in Des Moines. He's also a pretty good destroyer player, as you can see here. Knowing when it's safe to go into places is very important in a destroyer, especially with all this radar. Rodrigo, being a little greedy here, was detected for a while longer than he needed to be, but he basically wanted to keep that angle on the Des Moines and the Kremlin. So he paid for it with a little HP. He's not really getting too much out of this, though.
We're about to see a little bit of a clash between Forabex's Des Moines and McGurgan's Napoli over here on the 9 line. But Furra's barrels weren't quite looking. He had AP loaded, but not in time to get it downrange.
No, that was a good turnout there by McGurgan.
Very.
Well timed.
That perfectly. Dirty Tacos daring now into the top end of C as, who is this difference? Byaku? I'm going to mispronounce this name horribly. But he is into the bottom end of A. The Nevsky radar, that's Desu Moines. Desu Moines, I see what you did there. Picking him up, forcing him off the A cap. A whole bunch of torpedoes going in, but
that's
none of them connecting.
No.
The Minotaur now working on farming the Nevsky. That is bold, and it's working too.
Well, for a while, he was not spotted. Here. He is spotted now, though.
He is for the moment. He's been taking shots at the Shimakaze.
But, I mean, it's a good time to be spotted because there's really only one battleship that can respond. Lewd Boy in the Kremlin is kind of stuck north of C right now. So we're having a little bit of a Sitzkrieg going on at C, I think. It's just going to come down to who wins this.
Sitzkrieg.
Yeah. Comes down to whoever's going to win this war of attrition, essentially.
Now Krom's Shimakaze rotates to A, married up with the Shimakaze. They're going to tag team this cap together.
Very smart.
Now that they know the Nevsky, excuse me, I almost called him Des Moines because of his name. Because his radar is down and they know it. They'll be able to pick that cap up and start narrowing the gap. We're about 6 minutes into the game. Both teams trading pretty well. And the cap control flipping there. Although Rodrigo's daring finally bites off a little too much. And he goes out.
I had just panned the camera over in time to see those shells hitting Rodrigo.
Felt like he'd been playing with fire, right? He took such a beating early, and then he continued to try to play games where he was up maybe a little too close. Smoke, fire, finally bit him, and he is out.
Yep. Got a little greedy, paid for it. Unfortunately, that does mean that Star C is down a destroyer over on the east flank, which, I mean, on the one hand, one line already owns that flank. So,
yeah. I mean, if I'm Star C, you almost have to consider just pulling off of that side of the map completely.
Absolutely. Now, commence toilet bowl operations.
Right. Like you can't pull out completely and let him just walk right down the 7-8 line. But you do feel like that maybe there's a case to be made for, all right, maybe leave the Moskva, leave the Ohio, pull the Des Moines off, hold them there as long as you can. Because you can, they don't know this, but you can look at one line and they're starting to redeploy, right? Lord Vegeta's Des Moines getting turned around, Dirty Taco's daring, now going to head towards mid.
Crom, while you were talking there, got into a big destroyer fight with Larger Neptune.
Slapped.
Well, the problem is that Larger Neptune has friends.
Yeah, Larger Neptune has friends around. Crom's still burning in there. Is he still lit?
Yes, he is. He is on Nevsky radar, so he will most likely go down.
700 HP on double.
He's on triple fire. Wow. There it is right there, folks.
That feels like a huge mistake. He was perfectly healthy when he came over to help.
That's a pretty big one. Yeah, I think he thought he could take the Shimakaze, but his teammates weren't in a position to support him on that fight.
Nope. It's a 2-ship lead now for one line. Down on caps, but up on firepower, and honestly, with what I consider to be a superior board position, it's going to be an uphill climb for Star C to get back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like that one line has decided not to push, and instead is deciding to just, redeploy.
There's no need. I mean, again, this is something
Shells coming in on Conqueror.
I see that. Oh, big hit from the Kremlin.
Sorry to cut you off there.
No, I saw him too. This is something that we more commonly see out of EU teams or teams, let's say teams later in the event, right? Once you have a lead, and of course one line here working about, what is this, about 170-ish point lead or so. There's no need to get aggressive. There's no need to cough up HP for board position when you're already ahead. as the Conqueror takes 2 of those Shimakaze torpedoes.
Yeah, forces DCP, and his heel is down for another minute. Feels bad.
More Kremlin shells coming in as he turns.
Oh,
so close. He's still alive, but it's a very narrow thing here. Malency trying to retreat.
Conqueror has very good concealment. He needs that right about now.
Ohio shells coming in as well. Falling astern. They miss.
Oof.
Just barely.
Yeah. Just barely.
Splish splash. It's not enough.
Nope.
Now, Star C has been closing the gap because of the board control. But you see now Lord Vegeta, he's going to move up into B. And if I'm the Minotaur, that's not a gunfight I'm excited about. I mean, you don't get to make mistakes against a Des Moines as a Minotaur.
Right.
That should just take a solid hit there. Vegeta?
I think it's pronounced Vegeta.
Okay. I know it's an anime thing, but I would never pronounce it correctly because I have no idea. It's some weeb thing.
There you go. Now, there's a Minotaur going, and by Kyaku difference just went down.
Yep, losing their Shimakaze in the A-cap, probably again to the Nevsky radar.
Yes, Des Moines' radar is up right now. Thor,
I think it's going to cost them. It's going to cost them their Shimakaze as well, and it does. Thor pays a huge price for that, though. Big hits from the Ohio.
Ouch.
He's trying to heal and go dark. If he's no, the Nevsky's too close. He can't go dark with the Nevsky in that position. But
he's got smoke in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So
it's not going to do it. The second Ohio salvo's coming in.
And this might hurt. This might finish him.
Nope. There are some Nevsky torps coming in, but those should only be, 10-kilometer torps? They're going to be well astern of him.
Nevskys? I thought they were 8s. Are they 10?
Maybe they are 8s. Either way, they're astern and they're going to run out.
I don't remember.
For all the sound and fury, Lord Vegeta does pick up B, but it might cost him his ship now under 4K for briefly as he's healing and running north.
Yep, they are 8-kilometer torps, by the way. So Thor is out. I mean, he just found himself silent now. So now Des Moines is doing a little bit of French radar action, trying to get some hits. Thor just gets hits.
Thor's crazy low over here on the 2 line. As Lord Vegeta does manage to survive, although there's Conqueror HE shells hunting him now. Ooh. They clip him. It's not enough.
They do clip him.
Still retreating.
Malency was able to heal up back to 1/3 of his health. Raised the barn.
A 200-point lead for 1 line, but it still feels...
Fioda's in trouble.
Maybe a little
Fiota
tenuous.
Goes down.
Ooh, he's hung out there all game. Brilliant job of living this long, but there he goes.
He was in a very, very good position there.
3-ship lead, 90 seconds on the timer here for a 1-line victory. They've pulled Vegeta out way back off the B cap. The Ragnar and the Daring pushing up.
Look at this. Thor was able now to go dark, smoke, and heal.
And he's
getting the heck out of here.
He's got his second. No, he's not. He's turning in now. He feels like he's got to take out the Ohio, it seems.
Well, they got to make a play, right? They need to make something happen to keep the game
under a minute
going.
here. But those torpedoes are going to miss the Ohio. No, he's going to take
There's
one.
The shells.
Maybe one. Nope, he's going to move up and dodge it. Yep, right under the screws.
Look at this turn. Oh.
Right under the screws and right through the bow. That's going to do it. 1 line wins the game here on North. Solid showing from them today here.
What an ending.
Woo! Really just solid tactical board control-y kind of play out of those guys, like all game, you know?
That's right. That's right. Good work by 1 line. Getting that win.